What is up? Harvey J. Lemus here. So in this video, you're going to learn why content is king and what you should know about content moving forward. So content is branding and branding is your framing. So this is something when you understand this, you'll realize why people within an instant are able to develop authority within your mind and you don't even know why. Like you're just, oh, I like this person, but you don't know why you like them. You just get a certain feeling and you associate that feeling with them. And this is so much deeper because you first hear this and you're like, oh, I like them, so I like them. But once you understand the levels of how deep this goes, you'll understand that why big brands, when someone does some weird shit, right? They stop working with a certain influencer or they cut them off. And most people think it's like, oh, because, let's say Pepsi doesn't want to be seen with Michael Jackson, right? People think, oh, because he did something bad, right? And people think, oh, that's why they don't want to be, associated with them. But it's actually not even the image in itself that people don't. That's not like the people who are at the top of marketing and they understand this, like they get it. It's not even that the image in itself. It's like the bad thing. It's maybe he like has a rape allegation or he has like a child molestation, which regardless if it's true or not, who cares? It's not even that. It's the feeling that you get when you think of that and that negative feeling you get when you see Michael Jackson and you see him associated with Pepsi. It's like that feeling that you get from that negative thing you unconsciously associated with the brand. So it's not even necessarily that like Michael Jackson is the issue. It's more of like because he created this negative feeling that happens within a microsecond, you now attach that to the brand. And that's what the brand really doesn't want. And that's like a lot deeper than most people would assume and like what the masses don't understand about advertising. It's the ability to build a moment up and then, you're building it up and then you reveal the product and when the product gets revealed, there's this level of excitement and now they associate the product with this excitement. Like that is a level deeper than most people would consciously understand. So there's levels to advertising, right? So when running ads, like, you got to understand that, this is something that you're doing for performance, right? The second thing we're going to talk about when you're running ads is for performance and content isn't that important. But when you're running ads, content isn't that important. But when you're creating a launch, the ad is everything, right? So what's the difference between running ads versus creating a launch? So ads are like, you want to get certain results, you want to get lead flow, you want to get certain calls booked, boom, you just run ads. And it's kind of like a quick launch. You can just like throw it up there and it works. And then a launch is like, let's say you've been planning this for the last year or maybe like 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. And there's a lot of money going into this one moment. And that's important to understand because once you can realize the difference between running ads versus like having a launch, you'll realize that there's a lot more effort that goes into a launch versus running ads. And most people they put too much importance on running ads like that creatives. I think you just need something that works and then just iterate and double down on the winners and, say goodbye to the losers. Most people like they try to create this super fancy video and it has to look perfect and it's just it turns into like this procrastination of just like, dude, just get something up, test it, see what works, keep it pushing. And most people, they think that a launch is like running ads and it's just such a waste of time. It's just the biggest misconception. And I think if you are running a launch and you're going to put tons of money into this one moment, to this one day, then definitely you want the ads to be on point. You want the production to be there. You want the strategy, you want the influence to be all packed in there. However, when you're creating ads and you're trying to get something out by like tomorrow or like next week, it's speed, and speed wins because you get data faster, and because you get the data faster, you know what works and what doesn't, and then you can just again double down on what works and say bye to the things that don't work. And then that is like super essential. And then the last thing is when you are creating content, like it should be fun. You should enjoy it. Nothing fun where like just shits and giggles and like, you're laughing hysterically because that's not everyone's personality. But it should be a good energy behind the content. So people make content and they choose the wrong people for the brand. And this is something that once you understand this, you will realize the power of UGCs and influencer marketing and spokesperson type of marketing, because you want someone who's passionate. You want someone who wants to be there, like someone who wants that. Because if you understand that, I'm uh, let's say I'm a fashion influencer, right? And I'm super big believer in upcycling and recycling clothes and like, recreating it. But and then I'm, working for Fashion Nova. Then it's like, dude, the alignment isn't there. And because of that, they're not even going to be, and this is something unconscious. Like this is something humans that I don't do with intention. It's something that just happens. And because I'm a big believer that we receive energy, and we can see people's energy, even though we can feel people's energy even though we can't see it. You can feel that it's not there, and because it's not there, you create that association that you're like, nah, something feels wrong. So I would say making sure you have someone that's gonna speak for the brand, speak for the mission, and someone who genuinely aligns with it, not someone who's just like super pretty, right? It's like people, it's like Kylie Jenner on Pepsi, right? It's like, dude, like, you really think she's the best person, even though she's super popular, super pretty? Just because she has that doesn't mean she's gonna speak in a position where like she means it, right? And it comes down to like the little micro expressions with the eyes. It comes down to the little, to the smile. Is it real? Is it fake? And we all pick up on these things, regardless of how good of an actor you are. You can't fake that, and that's why when actors are acting and they're going to, they're really getting into the movie, they're no longer them. Like it's really them, and that's the people who are the best actors is the ones who can embody the actor and become the actor and become the role that they're playing. It's like they're not their old identity, and that's what makes Leonardo DiCaprio amazing in Wolf of Wall Street. That's what makes Denzel Washington in Training Day, or like that movie where like his kid was dying. I don't know what it's called. Like you really believe that like that's really that guy, that like he really has this kid going. And it's the same thing with ads, and a lot of people don't like think of it to that depth. They're just like, oh no, you can act, like you can look at a script, and it's like you don't want that, because it's the attention to the details. It's like the little things that make the big differences. And again, if you're running an ad, right? If you're trying to launch this by tomorrow, maybe not the most important thing. But if you are running a launch and you're putting millions of dollars, and you need this to be on point because this is going to be a big result you're expecting, these are the details that you want to be in tune to. You want to tap into the frequency of, because if you understand these minor details, then deep down, like, this is what makes the biggest difference. And this is what allows you to have that viral effect. This is what allows people to really be sold and really convinced and have 100% belief in like what you have, etc. So that is why, if you're looking, if you're trying to grow, then you got to understand these like little details about content and creatives. Because once you understand, you really dive deep and you really immerse yourself into this world, then you realize like it's the details that matter in content, because we're living in a world where everyone makes content. So how can you differentiate yourself from the next person? And most people, like, they just, they watch a YouTube video, they look at some frameworks, some strategies, and they go do it, and they just go implement. And like, that's the difference between someone who can make it work the first time versus someone who never figures it out. And it's the energy behind it, and how truly passionate they are about what they're speaking. So hopefully this was helpful. And this is everything you need to know about content creatives. So